Welcome to the Bookhackers podcast. I'm Cindy Minear.
I'm Tammie Chrin, and we are the co-founders of the Bookhackers Club. If you're listening to this, you probably are a self-publisher who's ready to grow your business, and that's exactly why we're here. What is a book hacker, you ask? A book hacker is a self-publisher who is growing their business by creating books that provide value for their target audience while building a sustainable business.
We'll cover marketing, branding, sales, and everything in between. If you're ready to fast-track the growth of your self-publishing business, you've come to the right place. Our goal is simple: to help you think and act like an entrepreneur. Every Thursday, we'll share tips and resources designed to help you master all aspects of your self-publishing business while having fun along the way.
Ready? Let's start. Welcome to the Bookhackers Club podcast. Hey, Cindy, how you doing today?
Hey, Tammie, I'm doing great. How's it going?
Doing good. Yeah, so we have a book hacker tip today. So that's what we were going to talk about with everybody. So Cindy and I came up with this book hacker tip for you. It is going to be simplifying your to-do list. And if I know, when Cindy and I are talking a lot, all of us have these long lists of to-dos, and I know it's overwhelming a lot of times for myself. So we thought we would break this down into a simple form of to-do list. Everybody has a little different twist on it. So Cindy and I are going to give you how we do it, and maybe it'll give you spark some ideas of how this will make it easier for you to simplify that long list of to-dos. So let's start with this first question. The question is do you have a never-ending list? As we just said, I usually have a long list of to-dos as we, are always working on our books and all of our stuff that we do with Cindy and I with our club and our, podcast and all this kind of stuff. So I have a never-ending list, but I have changed that now with this simple tip. How about you, Cindy?
You know me, Tammie. You know me. I'm always coming up with new ideas and new things to do.
Yes, you do.
So
yeah.
My to-do list is never ending and constantly growing.
So if you guys said yes, then you're with us. We are with you. We feel you. We definitely feel you. Go ahead.
Yeah, my hardest part is figuring out what to do next. On my list,
Yeah, I know. I would write down everything and have this long list, sometimes 1 or 2 sheets of paper to write down. And that wasn't good. That's not, I just found it to be overwhelming. Did you feel the same? I know you said you don't write things down except for on
I don't write things down too often. I have a whiteboard where I'll write stuff down that I want to make sure I get done. And then I do have a Trello board for my website that I'll keep a list of upgrades people have requested and new tools and stuff like that. So I have that. Yeah. I have a board there that I keep all of that organized. So I know.
And if someone doesn't know what Trello, give them a quick little synopsis of what a Trello board is.
It's just an easy way to organize ideas, and you know where you are. Like you can move it from board to board.
It's an online thing. It's an online.
It's online, yeah. Mm-hmm. So you can have an idea, Trello. And then you're working on it, or it's done, and it just makes it.
Because you can just really kind of grab it and move different tasks around. I used it a lot. I like
stage it's on, and it's been a really good way to collect all inputs from my users as to what they want for a Aududu book creator. So I use it for that, and it works great for that.
Yeah, that's great. And so I know I would get overwhelmed, and then I would come up with any excuse. I'd write everything down, and I'd come up with any excuse to not do some of the hard stuff, especially the hard stuff. I would push that to the end of the list. Even though I needed to get it done, I would still just be like, oh, I'll just do these easy little tasks, get these out of the way, which did feel good, but it's still, I didn't get the big tasks that I needed done. And I would just get so frustrated with myself. How about you? Yeah,
that's hard. I found that one of the things that works for me is when I have a big overwhelming task like that is to break it up into a bunch of littler tasks, that it helps me to do it because, like you said, if it's a smaller task, you're more willing and more likely to go do it. And I was reading the other day that something like 41% of things on to-do lists never get done. And it's probably that way because people get too overwhelmed and they see this big write my book, and that's too
it's
big.
Like the project is so big and you don't break it down into smaller chunks. You definitely could get, overwhelmed. If you have a book project you're doing, we were just talking about this before we went on air, it's like you need to just break that down. I'm going to spend 1 hour writing, or I'm going to do 1 hour of book creation, all the things, all the little pieces that go along, or you're going to take 1 hour and you're going to write one chapter. That's it. You just got to break it down so that you get it done. Otherwise you'll just keep putting it off. Something better will come along and and then you'll wonder where a week or a month went. Right.
Right. In some cases, months.
Months, years. Some people have years. I've heard years for books. So, and I would definitely freak out if I had big tasks to do. And then, people would just be like, oh, so now I'm mad at myself. And I don't know how many of you out there feel that way too, that you'd be so mad at yourself that you didn't get your tasks done. You're still looking at the hard things. And if you're with us, book hackers, give us a shout out in the comments. A heck yes. If you're feeling us, I think that we all have been down this road before, and it's just so overwhelming, but we are going to we have a few solutions for you. So we are not just here to complain about it. We are actually going to solve the problem. Right, Cindy?
Yes. We're going to help you not take 2 years to write that book.
Yes. Or get any tasks done taking too long.
Yes.
And so we're going to solve some of these problems. And the basic one here is writing. This was something I completely changed my way I do things. I write my 3 top things for the day. And I use a Rocket book, which is just it's not a paper, but like a plastic book, and you write, but you take your camera and you digitize whatever you've written down. And that's what I like to use. But I'm taking those 3 top things, writing them down in my book. And then I like to check them off as I complete them. And it makes me feel so much better. So I know you had a different way of doing yours, Cindy.
Well, I like to write my main tasks on a whiteboard. Mm-hmm. And then I'll also have a little notepad that I try to put the top things that day that I'm working on every day.
Yeah.
And I think I did mention to you that my favorite thing is crossing them off the list.
Yes.
Which is another reason to break it into little tasks, because then you can cross more things off. But one of the things I like to do is one of my friend Thea, she was on our podcast a couple weeks ago. She's the one who introduced me to Groove. And Groove is an app. And it's sort of an accountability app. Mm-hmm. And the way it works is you go into a groove, other people join you. It can be 2 to 4 people. And then you go around and tell what you're going to accomplish in the next 50 minutes. And then the video chat goes away, and you're presented with a page where you type your goal for that groove, and then you can type each individual task for that groove. So, and then at the end of the 50 minutes, you can come back and say what you did or what you didn't do. And you can also cross off items that you finished, that you put on your list during the groove. And it's a really good way to break your day up into these 50-minute chunks. Mm-hmm. And really be intentional about what you're doing for those 50 minutes and really get them done. I found it's really helped me be just way more productive when I do that.
I know you introduced that to me as well. And I've heard, you've talked a lot about that. And I think it is a great way for accountability, making it in a chunk of time. When that's done, that's done. And
it really helps because it's not like the people on the groove care whether you did it or not, but you feel obligated that you told them you're working on this, so you feel obligated to get as much of it done as you can, so you can go back and say, hey, look, I got this all accomplished. But all the people that I've met over Groove have been so wonderful and so supportive, and it's a really great resource. We'll put a link to
we'll put it in the show notes.
Download the app.
Put that in. So it was Groove.
Yes, Groove. It's a great way to help you be more productive.
Yeah, so we'll put that in the show notes. One of my strategies is on Sunday, I do a big brain dump where I just write everything down. Because what I've noticed when I tried to write everything down for say a month, I'll just write everything out for a month. Things were changing too fast. With the business, there's always something that comes up and then another task. And then, so on Sunday, I sit down and I look over this long list I've written out, but then I reorganize it and then put the top priorities 3 top priorities. And then Monday, I have my 3 top priorities right there. And that list is sort of like a good way to just put everything there so I don't forget. But on the other hand, I'm only on Monday looking at the 3 tasks. So that's how I like to do it. And like I said, I use this Rocket book, and then I erase everything with a wet eraser, and everything's gone and clean for the rest of the week. And then every week I write down my 3 prioritized. But you can do it with a piece of paper as well, or any, Trello or whatever you want to do it. But that's how I do mine. So it gets it all out of my head, I should say. And then I'm done for the week.
Yeah, I like to do that on Monday morning.
Yeah.
On Monday morning, I like to go and think, what do I need to get done all week, and, make a big list of it. Look at what I didn't do last week that I still want to get done, and create my list. And then when your friend Tammie here calls you and says, hey, we got another idea for you. You call me. I add it to my list.
Text me with that idea. I'll just work on that.
Yep.
But so what we want you to do is to start writing down 3 of your top priorities for each day. So the other idea that I want to give you is do the hardest one when you have the most energy. That has been another thing that if you're not a morning person and you don't want to do the hardest task first, then make it for later, because it doesn't have to be, everyone always says, get up at 5 a.m, get your stuff done. Not everybody works that way. And, but do it how it works for you. But I highly suggest knocking out that hardest task when you're at your best moment of the day and your most energy, I should say. Cause, I work through that a lot. And, sometimes I do mine more towards the mid morning. So that just works for me, but everybody has their own time.
That's really good advice, Tammie. Cause I know, because I've got 6 kids, so I know each one of them are very different, and each one of them, some of them do better in the morning, some of them in the afternoon, some of them later in the day. So you really need to look at what works for you. And
yes,
there's no one way to do this, but there is a right way to do it for you.
Yeah. So I think every time I read a business book or I talk to other people, it's always this like crack of dawn, 4:30 in the morning, and get up, get your I'm not a 4:30 in the morning person. I'm not like, I like to get up early, but not like, and get going, but it's just a different pace that I like. So I started not feeling bad about it and just started creating it for my own personal, when I feel like I want to tackle something big, it may be around 10 o'clock for me. That just works for me. So just think about that and just tackle the biggest task at your best time. And so, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, and another thing that can help you simplify is to look at the tasks that you do every week that need to be done every week, and maybe assign a particular day of the week and time that you're going to do those tasks.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you got to create social media content every week, find one day and one time of day and block that out in your schedule, so that you're always doing it at that particular spot in your schedule.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because that one seems to trip me up at times when something else happens in my life. Then it's like, then I'm behind, and then I hate that feeling of being behind because, something came up. So life happens to all of us, but I try to stay with my schedule and not let that happen during certain times of the day. So that's good. That's really good. So write down your 3 tasks for the day and start now. Just do a brain dump. Is what I would do first. Brain dump, get everything and then organize it, and then pick your 3 top tasks and see how you feel about checking those off. I know it makes us feel good. You feel accomplished for the day. And if you want to do more tasks, at least you got your 3 done. And then sometimes I already got those done, boom, just do a couple more or done for the day. Right?
Yep.
I
like it done for the day.
Yeah, I think it's a great way if you can. That works too. I think it's a nice reward, like getting something done, and now you're done for the day. So the faster you get it done, the more time you have free time. That's what it is about, right?
Exactly. Use that as your motivation.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to brain dump. You're going to write your top 3 down. Let us know how this works for you. If you have, any thoughts on it, on how, what you're thinking, how it works for you. And we like to always, hear other people's comments, not just ours, but how do you do your time scheduling? would be fun to hear. So put that in the comments and we'll love to hear from you. So that's going to be pretty much a wrap on this. We have one more thing to discuss with you, and I'll let Cindy talk about our Bookhackers 101. So you can tell everybody about that, Cindy.
Our Bookhackers 101 course is finally launched. It's live now. So you can go in and purchase it and have immediate access to all of the modules. We're going to teach you how to ace your book creation. That stands for audience, content, and eyes. If you don't nail each one of those three, then people aren't going to be buying your book. Your book's not going to be successful. So this course is going to teach you how to ace it. So that you pick out the right audience, you get the perfect content, and you get eyes on your book and people buy it and love it.
Yes. It's so exciting. So yes, go to bookhackers.us.
Yes, bookhackers.us. And in the top right corner, you're going to see a big button that says Bookhackers 101. Click on that and it'll take you to the cart and you can learn all about it.
Yeah. And so I'll put that in the show notes as well, too, so that you can just click on it and go right to it. So yeah, check out Bookhackers 101 course. It's ready. And it's ready for you to ace your book. So let's get it done. All right. Well, we'll see you on the next podcast. Thanks for joining us. Have a good day, everybody.
Thanks for listening. Join Cindy and Tammie each week for tips to help grow your self-publishing business. Don't forget to like and follow us on social media, as well as share with others who could benefit from our advice. Our website is bookhackers.us.